宽宏是2年级第2位代表，也是宽恕菩萨突然间我本来是有报名，然后后来我决定不报，所以就剩了一位2年级在那个 list 上面。结果宽恕菩萨突然间就是星期一晚上就突然就说，宽宏你要报名哦，现在我们需要人，所以我就来了。所以我现在，但是这个主题没有变，我会以英文的方式去讲这个题目。Let me ask you, when you saw this question, did you actually wonder what that blank is and you try to fill it in? Okay, let's set that aside for now. That answer will be revealed to you soon. Let's take a quick trip to San Francisco. Time travel back in 2018. There's a Chinese lady started her new position in an organization that she worked for almost 8 years. And she transitioned from a system administrator to a business analyst. It was a completely new challenge to her in a very competitive city. So she was really excited to actually got accepted by that job because that's what she really wanted. She walked into a new opportunities. She had no idea what's gonna happen, but she still tried. And this new position's opportunities allowed her to build a new system for one of the department. And it initially started with only 2 people in that department. And she felt like, wow, I get this opportunity. I felt like I really got it. And at that time, she felt like she is on top of the world, reaching for the star. As she delved into this job, this is not actually the office. I just found this pictures from somewhere, but it looks similar to this. The team of 2 working on a big project was not easy, especially you have to learn a brand new system. Because we were transitioning to a new system that we have no idea how to use and how to build it. We learned it from scratch, and as she learning it, as she learning it, she felt like, wow, this is more than she could handle, and stress is actually building up, and her plate is getting higher and higher, and so does her teammate. Then we actually talked to the manager and said, can we actually hire another person? And our persuasion did work. So we did hire somebody. And she was part of the interview panel. So she said, this new hire is gonna lead us to complete this project. But little she knew, it was not something she expected. The day ever since she started, she sat across from her. Every day she would scream at her, would question her, asking, do you not know how to do this? always humiliate her in front of everybody, put her in a very embarrassing position in situations like, are you sure you know what you're doing? And then there's one time, she would actually interrupt her while that Chinese lady was on the phone with a customer, trying to troubleshoot a problem. But then she just didn't care and just snatched the phone over and said, whatever she just told you is wrong. It's completely wrong. That humiliation, the whole office knew about it, even the manager. But the manager just knew about it, but didn't do anything about it. She tried. She tried to communicate with that person, but that didn't work because she's just in fear. Whenever she saw that new hire, she's just full of fear and then also lack of confidence. Was it really? She started to doubt herself. Do I really not doing the right? And was she not in the right job? Was she not doing her job? Was she that dumb, not understanding what the problem was? Constantly questioning led her to a place that she couldn't sleep at night. All the time she can see in her mind that she was just screaming at her, and then everyone in the office just sat there and watched the whole thing happen, but didn't do anything to stop it. When she contacted the human resource and complained about this whole thing, they didn't do anything about it either. At the result, they said, this is actually your personal issue. Sorry, we couldn't do anything for you. But luckily, she met Buddha. With all the uncertainty and worries, she found Buddha in her life. Buddha gave her strength. Buddha gave her confidence. That's when she started to read the Diamond Sutra. She believed that if she recite the Diamond Sutra daily, it will get some sort of change in her life, just like what Buddha said. Especially Buddha kept saying in the sutra, saying, I'm not a liar. If you keep doing this, there will be a change. In 2019, toward the end of 2019, that's where COVID hit. And she got really sick. She got sick and bad for a month. She couldn't go to work. She couldn't get out of her room. She called the doctor. The doctor said, you're sick. Just isolate yourself in the room. Just don't let anybody go into your room. And you'll be fine. But she was, she had all the fears in her mind because the number of death was climbing up and she had all the symptoms. But the doctor said, no worries. There's more serious problem out there. Just stay home. You'll be fine. And then all she could say, oh man, parents are with her. What can she do? She just continuously recite the sutra, even in bed. And things happened. She finally read. She read it for like a year. And finally, something hit her. Chapter 16. Just for some reason, it said, recite the sutra. For the folks who recite the sutra and count the contemplates, will suffer from the contempt. But that is okay. Why? Because if you didn't suffer now, you will suffer later and in a serious way, in the rebirth of the evil realm. And because part of the bad karma. And when she saw this, she realized whatever she done in the past must have gotten her what she's now. Then she started to think, was it really the person who been bullying her was actually the problem, or was it herself? It was a gleam of light to her. So then she started to question herself with all these questions. As she contemplated, she realized this is not somebody out there that's giving her suffering, but was something that she needs to change. So she decided to learn from the Buddha. What she learned from the Buddha was to actually be patient, to be more tolerant. Whatever that new hire done to her, just accept it. It was okay. It must be something you have done in the past. So the change began. First step was to face the fear. Every time she saw her, she can only see was this person screaming at her. But she decided to give it a try and give her a smile, say hello in the morning. That didn't work at the first time because she think, is she okay today? Why is she saying hello when she's been not talking to me for a year? As she started to feel more comfortable with this person, she accepted that maybe something that needs to be changed. Whenever that person started to say something, accept it with a smile, accept it with a different attitude, and dodge it like a meteor hitting it, just like nothing. Because it was just her reaction. As she observed, that person was actually not just scream at her, but scream at other people. So she was actually looking at a broader view, knowing that the problem wasn't that herself anymore. And when she could actually started to talk to this person, she started to let go of the past, accepting that this is just the way how she acts. And as she realized, it was really her fault. It was her self-centered. She wasn't really being friendly to this new hire at the beginning. And it was all the ego or the fears that she causing the pain. And as she realized, as she stepped into a further stage in life, she realized it was all 师父's teaching. And it actually matched up with Buddha's teaching. And everything seems to just fine. And in conclusion, originally that blank was, can you find peace with a bully? But then I realized, nah, it wasn't a bully. It was something that we thought it was a bully. That's why when we break through, we wouldn't see that anymore. And at last, I just wanted to share with everybody, compassion has no enemies and there's no bullies. If you believed that if there's wisdom, there's no vexation. When there's no vexation, there's no bully. And there's no way they can harm you. Thank you.